Hey, Whisker Stars here, showing you guys my Syrcus Tower boss guide. Pretty much just covering the bosses in this guide because the trash is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, all the trash mobs, you're just going to want to try and group everything together and AoE it as much as you can. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to go straight into the boss guides. This is the first boss, Cilia. So there's like 3 moves you're going to want to watch out for. There's these lightning orbs, like this thing that's on me right now. You're going to want to feed these to these giant lightning pillars that are in the back. There's 3 of these scattered around, and after they get 3 orbs fed, it's going to kind of light up like that. So you're going to want to make sure you light up all 3. There's one off to the right, kind of to the east, that still needs to be fed orbs. So you have to make sure that all 3 of the pillars get lit up. And then where the waymarks are at, where there's A, B, and C, those are these 3 platforms that you're going to need to stand on during a move that the boss does called Daybreak. There's a lot of like King Behemoth type elements in these fights. You're definitely going to want to focus target all the bosses in this dungeon. Pretty much every boss has a cast timer you're going to want to look out for. So other than these lightning bolts, you're also going to have fire and ice. And now if you have the ice on you, that's basically going to freeze you, and then someone else is going to have to drag one of the fireballs to you. You can see people running around, like someone's got ice on them, they're running around. You don't want to do that. You're going to want to either stand still, or you're going to want to move to an area where there's a large group of people. Trying to move, like there's a puddle right by the boss, that's really good because the main tank is going to need to get into a puddle as well as all the melee DPS. So there's Ancient Flare, that's the move that you're going to have to stand in those puddles for. Again, the way you make those puddles, the ice, when it attaches onto you, it'll freeze you in place, and then someone else, when they get fire on them, they have to run over to you. The fire will unthaw you and it'll create a pool of ice, and then so you're free to move back around. See, I had that fire and there was nowhere I could really go with it. I kind of started to move around and it just exploded. So there's a lot of ads that come in, these staffs. You pretty much just want to ignore those. Early on, a lot of groups were DPSing them, but you really just want to focus on the boss for these parts. The ads are going to have a lot of AoE, so you just want to be very careful of that. And just try and dodge that the best you can. I mean, as you can see, the ground just looks crazy, how much shit's just going off everywhere. So towards the end of the fight, the boss starts doing its attacks a lot more. It's going to do Daybreak here soon, and Daybreak is when you have to run to your platform. A lot of people get confused and they step in the puddles. Let's see, here's Daybreak. So you have to actually get to your platform. I was Alliance B. And as you can see, I ran towards C, and I decided I had enough time. You have a lot of time to run around, so I use Sprint because I'm just an OT, so I don't really need all my TP. I need it for this part actually, but I have enough MP where I can flash these ads. So after you use this Daybreak, there's going to be ads spawning, and the OTs are going to want to try and collect as many of these as they can. I don't know why these ads just literally went directly across the map. It's like I didn't even have a chance to try, but you basically just want to get these ads the best you can and face them away from everybody. And of course I get fire on me while I'm trying to tank an ad. So you can try, you're going to want to try and tank the boss also as close to the center as you can. There's another Ancient Flare going off, so everybody needs to stand in those puddles. He uses Ancient Flare a lot. I end up getting hit by it because I wasn't even looking at the cast timer. I was too busy trying to get thread on that knight to get it off the NT. So if you're DPS right now, the best time to use Limit Break. This is an easy fight. I mean, these battles can get really tough, especially if a lot of people die to Daybreak or to Ancient Flare. But you just have to know where to stand. Again, like those platforms, you can see where that B waypoint is. That's the platform you need to stand on. And everyone has to be standing on those platforms, otherwise the group will wipe. So this is the second boss here. This is Galatia, Labelos. These fucking pronunciations, dude. So there's not really too much to this guy. You're just gonna kind of want to burn him as much as you can. Dodge AOE. Kind of goes without saying for pretty much every boss in the game. But there's gonna be like these clockwork bugs that spawn, and they're gonna be all over the map. There's a really efficient way to do it, but it's kind of hard to coordinate. If you have your tanks, if you have everybody move in a group together and move around the arena, you can kill these ads really quick. Basically the first person to step into that circle of AoE is going to get, they're pretty much stunned and they can't attack. You can kind of see someone in there, they're like invisible. You want to see they ran in there again. You want to try to have tanks or maybe melee DPS run in there first, because they're gonna get stunned. Definitely tanks. See if you can move in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction where everyone's together. You can just have the tank enter, the DPS blast it, and then the tank moves on to the next one. You know, gets stunned, and then everyone takes care of it. Because having DPS frozen is kind of hard on the healers. They could take a lot of damage because there's a lot of AoE going off. So this move doesn't do anything. I mean, you can literally stand wherever you want on this. On DPS, I think you need to step back. Maybe as a DPS you need to get to the edge of the arena, but as far as tanks are concerned, I mean, look at that. That didn't do anything. So we're running back in on this guy. So now there's these Destructo discs on the ground. Okay, this isn't Frisbee. You don't want to try and catch these. You actually want to move out of the way. So there's another AoE move that he has. It's actually, if you are pretty much standing underneath the boss, you will be safe if you're kind of standing in that like circular area around him. That AoE hits you. So you either want to be right up on this guy, or you want to be back kind of far away toward the outside of the arena as far as you can. So this is probably the most difficult part of the fight. You've got these three clockwork squires that spawn. So all three of the tanks need to grab one and take it back to their corner, pretty much, you know, to their alliance's spawning area. The AoE, you don't have, as a tank, you shouldn't worry about dodging those black circles. Just take the damage, because what's important is you want to hold the squire in the correct position. I accidentally took him the wrong way. I was supposed to take him toward the line, so I move him back into position here. You basically want to get him close to those tethers, because it's going to connect to the clockwork, and then it's going to allow you to exit the arena. So as you can see there, all three of them were tethered, and now everyone has to jump onto these pads. And there's all these things around the arena. So after you jump, you just kind of want to wait, and again, you want to focus target the boss so you can see this cast. I didn't have him targeted, so I never saw his cast. Ads are going to spawn on every single platform around this arena. And as you can see, there's going to be AoE that covers the entire ground. So you just want to blast these rooks as fast as you can and move from platform to platform. Put up any dots if you can. You just want to get as much damage on them as possible, so that hopefully, you know, when the rest of your group comes by, they can just hit it once or something and it'll go away. I was trying to wait to jump back on. Of course, it gets lit up and then I jump off to the side. So we're ready to go back in the arena. You'll see a green pad light up, you know, on the north side of the little pad, and then you can get back in the arena. There's more AoE you gotta dodge. I mean, there's so much stuff. I mean, as you can see, DPS are just dropping like flies. So healers really have to be on top of their game for this. At this point, it's pretty much just tank and spank. See, there's that move where you need to be standing kind of underneath them, or at least far out, otherwise that'll hit you. LBs. Pretty much most bosses you're just going to use LB2. I don't think you're going to get LB3 very often. So there's more ads here. So again, the best thing to do is to have your 2 OTs run into these clockwork ads. I think we might get it here. But see, I'm in there, and I'm never the first one in there. I've had really good runs before where we're able to move clockwise around the arena and just pretty much kill the ads one at a time. Right here, I'm not even focusing on the ads. I just went back to the boss. Because he was so close to being dead, I just didn't even care about the ads. I just wanted him to be dead. If someone would limit break, I mean, the boss would be dead. I don't understand why nobody uses limit break. You guys shouldn't be afraid of it. I mean, we have a monk and a dragoon, and then 2 black mages and a summoner. So literally all 5 of our DPS could have used limit break, save for the one dead guy. No one used it. Please, for the love of God, limit break. So many wipes because no one limit breaks. It really should never happen. So this is Amman. This is the 3rd boss. The main thing you want to look out for is the slimes that spawn. That AoE right there, if you're a tank, that really doesn't do much damage. If you're main tank, you don't even need to bother trying to run out of that AoE, because it's not really going to hurt you very much. So there's going to be slimes that spawn, and there's going to be 3. They're going to spawn in different corners of the map, and they're going to crawl toward the boss really slowly. You have to kill these immediately. If they make it to the center of the arena where the boss is at, they'll explode and do raid-wide damage. They can do a lot of damage, especially if like 2 of them make it to the boss. I mean, it can pretty much wipe the entire raid. So you have to be careful of that. You have to kill those slimes first. The slimes have top priority over any other ads that are out, just because of that raid-wide damage. So you can see there's 3 more of those. And then there's going to be more ads. There's these com-coms. I'm not really sure like who's in charge of the naming department over at Square Enix, but yeah, you're going to want to grab these com-coms and try to keep them toward the edge of the arena. DPS or anyone that gets these lightning balls on them, they can try and feed those to the com-coms. It just sounds so dirty. But basically you just want to blast these as fast as you can. And there's another ball on me. So I'm not really sure like what I'm supposed to do with that at that point, but there's not a lot. There's really not too many mechanics in some of these battles. There's snakes now. You have to kill the snakes. So some people are going to turn into frogs. And, like, I'm still on PS3. Cry Me a River. But, so if you're a frog, it messes with your hotbar. And, you basically have this like fire attack. You can jump. You just jump around. You just want to dodge and stay away from everything. The fire attack can hurt your teammates, so just be careful of that. You can fall. Like there was a snake running around the arena, and I was just literally following behind him, using the fire attack and like single-handedly killing him. But you just want to be really careful you don't hurt your teammates that way. So I'm just getting wrecked. Like my whole team's just getting wrecked. We only have 1 healer at this point, so. And mad props to that guy for healing through that, because if I had to solo heal this shit, I would set my controller down and be like, fuck this, like, we'll wait for another healer. But, what do you guys say? I mean, props to the healers on the server, props to the tanks. Kind of disappointed with the queue time for tanks on this dungeon. It can be like 30 minutes sometimes. And DPS, it's like 30 seconds. I mean, there is such a thing as too much DPS, and sometimes you can have too many. But I guess that's, you know, they're trying to gear this dungeon toward that. So what can you do, right? 3 tanks, it's skeet, man. If an MT goes down, I mean, there's a lot that you have to do because they're kind of planning on the 2 OTs always being there to handle ads. So he's going to have a move called Curtain Call. And that's this move right here. So when Curtain Call comes up, you have to hide behind these ice pillars. So someone is actually frozen in that ice pillar. That's actually a person. And the 2 on the other side as well are actual people as well. And so you'll be frozen, and you just want to kind of get in a spot, in a good hiding spot, basically, where people can stand behind you and dodge that attack. So again, focus target, focus target, focus target. Cannot stress that enough. You can just select the boss and go, and there's an option for focus target. You can type in /focus target when you have the boss selected. You're gonna need it for these abilities. Right here, I literally have to tell DPS to LB. I had no keyboard plugged in. I still typed in LOLB. I mean, like, seriously, we have one healer. The healer was dead. Our healer was dead. We have 5 DPS. I mean, 2 melee and 3 ranged DPS. No one wants to use LB. Boggles my fucking mind. So we're gonna move on to the last boss. The tome payout here is kind of shit. That's actually a pretty good body. That healer body. I like that healer body. Yeah, the tome payout here is shit, but what can you do? So this is Zandy. I don't know how to pronounce these guys' names. If you want to correct me in the comments, feel free, because no idea what the fuck I'm saying here. But this is basically this is the last boss of Crystal Tower. I guess I'm, you know, agreeing with him. There's a lot of AoE. You're going to want to set out waymarks for like the 3 groups, A, B, and C, for the area they could stand, because you are going to need those later in the battle. There's a lot of AoE. So he has this move, it's called like Knuckle Duster, or like Knuckle Punch, or something, Knuckle Slam. Can't remember, Knuckle Press, there it is, Knuckle Sandwich. So you want to dodge that, especially as an MT. That move pretty much will knock you back to the edge of the arena. So okay, these yellow circles are going to pop up all over the arena. You need to have at least one person in each one of these circles. So right there, that ethereal chemical meltdown, whatever that was. So that did 0 damage. If there would have been like 1 yellow ring with no one in it, that move would have probably done maybe anywhere from like maybe around like 1,000 per person. So per, you know, every person in the raid. If there's 2 open, you can see where that might get hectic, and if there's even more than that. So after that move, all these things are going to spawn around the map. You want to kill these as fast as you can, because there's a meteor crashing down on every single one of these. So you do the outside ones. It's best if you can have everyone kind of moving around the edge, moving maybe in one direction. And then you move into the center. So there's a meteor crashing down on this right now. You can't see it, but if it hits it, it's a wipe for the entire raid. So this is going to happen one more time in the battle. You could kind of see the meteor like coming down right there. I've had groups wipe on that before because we just didn't DPS it in time. We could have had LB. So right after that move, after that happens, after you kill that thing in the center, one person from each alliance is going to have that black orb above them. And the whole raid needs to stand in that for this move that the boss was casting. Now you see I didn't have him focus targeted, so I couldn't see the cast. I'm pretty sure I focus target him some point in this battle, so the next time he does it, you're able to see the cast. But so basically, after you destroy all those, you know, bits, and then you destroy that center one, that black orb is going to go over one person in each alliance, and they need to be standing with their team, because everyone needs to be standing in that orb to defend the attack. So again, here's the yellow circles. You need to make sure at least one person is standing in each circle. You don't have to be standing in one. If every circle is full, you can just keep DPSing the boss. Just keep focusing DPS. You only take damage from that if there's any circles left open. So again, there's that knuckle press. You want to dodge that. Again, that move will push you to the back of the arena. I found that out the hard way. Main tank. Alright, so he's going to jump off, so I believe it's going to be more of these little bits. I call them bits. I don't know. They're stonefall circles. Kind of reminds me of the lasers in the Ultima hard primal battle. But basically, you just want to run around to everyone. If you're melee, you want to kind of start moving to the next one before it goes down, because there's going to be a lot of range. There's going to be a lot of bards and a lot of black mages. So now, after all the outer ones are dead, you're going to go kill the center one. If you see the meteor crashing down, right here we have pretty fast DPS. I mean, that thing's dropping quick. If it's going a little slower, see that meteor? If that hits that thing, everyone's dead. So, like, LB right there is clutch. It'll totally save your team if you need it. A lot of times you won't. Again, if your DPS is fast enough, you won't need it. So there's the orb again. So as long as they keep it on the team, we're golden. And then so after he does the move, another reason you want him focus targeted is so you can see his cast timer, because after he does the move you want to run out of there really quick, because there's going to be a lot of AoE. There's going to be like 4 or 5 circles of AoE. Sometimes they're stacked and sometimes they're spread out, so you just want to kind of run out of there really quick. And then again, there's going to be more yellow rings. He pretty much repeats these same mechanics over and over until you kill him. So you really have to be paying attention, because it looks like he's got a little bit of health left. Like, it looks like we could pretty much just kill him, but he's still got a lot of mechanics. Again, LB2 halfway there. It's very likely not to ever hit LB3 for this battle, for us at least, for for this group. And no one's using LB. It finally went off, and I'm pretty sure it might be AoE. See, there's the black ones again. Yeah, and it was AoE LB. So I just ran into another group circle. And then there's that other there's the AoE you need to get out of. So he'll do yellow rings again. Luckily we kill him in time, but he just repeats those last phases basically. So those are the 4 bosses. I decided to include the last 2 bosses again. These are both from the main tank perspective. There's really not much you really need to know if you're main tanking any of these bosses. There's probably less for you to do as MT as opposed to OT. But I just decided to include these anyway, just to give you guys some content, I guess, if you wanted to check it out, and if you just want to see. Really the last boss is the one you need to pay attention to a lot, because he's the one that you're going to have to dodge his knuckle press over and over, because if that hits you, it's going to push you all the way to the edge of the arena. You're going to have to run all the way back to the center. The boss is going to be, he's just pretty much just going to be stopping around like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, like just running around the arena, and like AoE's going off and shit. Just, it's not cool, so you want to try and dodge that. So these slimes are spawning. Team's got to kill the slimes. I mean, these battles, they're really hit or miss. I think we had a good DPS crew, minus like all the people in my party, because they never use LB. But they had pretty high DPS in this group, because we were able to kill all this shit pretty quickly. Didn't have to worry too much about a lot of the mechanics. Right here, see, I just kind of started eating this damage, because like thing did like 700 damage to me. I mean, that's really nothing when you have like 11k with Thrill of Battle up. Drops down to 9k. Yeah, see there, I just focus targeted him. But as you can tell, he's already halfway dead, so I mean, a lot of it is ad management. It's killing the ads. It's knowing what to do with the ads. It's just knowing, and also DPS knowing what to do. I mean, the thing is, like, the moves like Curtain Call, you know, those moves can kill everyone. So if just a few people, I mean, all it takes is for like one of the tanks or like one, maybe two healers to be not standing in the right place, and it can really fuck you up. I mean, right now it looks pretty crazy on the screen. A lot of slimes are going off. I had to pop Home Gang even. Home Gang, this shit sucks. I mean, it saved me a few times. It saved me a couple times, but for the most part, it's kind of a stupid ass move. Yeah, so there's really not much else to say about this fight, you know. I'll commentate the next fight, but you know, if you guys like my guide, or if there's anything I left out, definitely let me know in the comments. You know, this is still new content. I'm still fairly familiarizing myself with this dungeon. I kind of went head first into Syrcus Tower like all day for like 2 days straight. I grinded it a lot. I'm kind of disappointed because I didn't get, you know, I set out to get specific pieces of loot, and my first week I kind of fucked up, and I rolled on the like the Oil of Time, I think it was, or something. And basically it allowed me to upgrade one of my eye level 100 rings, or accessories. So I upgraded my tank ring, so it's like eye level 110 now. I don't have any second coil gear, so for me, like, eye level 100 is the highest gear I have. So the ring is nice, but I really wanted either body or pants for tank or healer. And as you can see, I don't know what the fuck just happened right there. Yeah, that rock was too close. And yeah, when he said that was too close, I thought he meant like, like, that was close, like, that was too close. And I'm like, not for me. Like, I fucking ate shit. I don't know how I died on that. I mean, can anyone explain? I mean, he said it was too close, but I was stacked on a group of people and everyone's standing there, and somehow I die and everyone else survives. So here I get turned into a frog. You've got that fire breath move. You don't want to use it by your teammates. That will hit your teammates. You can use it on the snakes, but you don't want to get hit by the snakes. Luckily I was rezzed quick and another tank took it over. But with 3 tanks, man, you can get screwed quick. So here we're just sitting around, you know. And I'm like, fuck this, I'll MT. That's pretty much, whenever I MT, that's pretty much how it goes. Like, I never really set out to MT, I don't know, because it seems like anytime you run out, like, I swear to God, just about almost any raid, you'll run out and grab the boss, and then one of the other tanks will just, like, you know, pop like Berserk, Inner Beast, or not Inner Beast, but he'll just like pop Unchained or Berserk, or you know, I forget that Paladin move, is the Blades one, but you know, they'll just roll in and, like, you know, provoke and shield lob or something, and like take the boss off you. It's like, alright. Like, I'm pretty sure it was established that, like, when I was the first guy to run in and grab the boss, that I was gonna MT. Like, when people do that shit, I just let them have it, cause, like, honestly, it's like less fucking stress off my back. It's just like, alright, cool, I'm not gonna do shit for this battle now, I'm just gonna fucking put up buffs on the boss. So there's knuckle press. You just always want to dodge that. And make sure everyone stands in those yellow circles. I noticed a lot that yellow circle would spawn like directly underneath the boss. So you want to try to get on that one, just in case there's not a lot of melee DPS, or if they're already in other circles. A lot of these battles go pretty quick though. But again, there's a lot of trash between these fights, and my best advice for the trash is just AoE. I mean, a lot of groups will pull all the trash and fight them separately. It's almost like a race, where like A is on the left side, B is in the middle, C is on the right side, and they're all just like, you know, attacking. But it just seems like it's far more productive to just kind of bring everything into the center, throw down throw down all your AoE and just spam the shit out of that stuff. Because even like Dragoon and stuff, I mean, if you're popping Blood for Blood, Internal Release, and like Doom Spike, I mean, that shit's deadly. That shit is deadly. It's far more deadly than single target damage, you know, if you're fighting like a lot of guys. So here, see, he hasn't started his cast yet. Those orbs, you actually don't have to stand in those orbs. You only have to move into it after it kind of turns white like that. I believe you may take a little bit of damage if you're standing in the purple circle before it turns white. But I mean, it's good just to be in there. It's not that much damage, and everyone's already top back off right now, so it's not that big of a deal. And as MT, you can just wait until you see the cast timer and go run into one. So like, I saw someone running toward that circle, so I ran out of it. Because you only need one person per, and like there's one, and it got filled. We still took a little bit of damage, so there's probably like one circle that didn't have anybody in it. On PS3, I don't even think you can see all the yellow circles, honestly. I don't think you can ever see anything on PS3. I think it's just, you know, this is that PS3 life. I need to get a PS4. I'm saving up for one. I think I could probably buy one now. I'm waiting to like hopefully get a deal on one. And to be quite honest, I don't know what my future is with this game. I'm not doing second coil. I've only done turn 6 like once in a practice group, and it was shit. It just was shit. It was embarrassing. But I don't know, Syrcus Tower is okay. If you have a good group, it can go fast. I just hate queuing it on DPS because I don't want any DPS loot from this place. I really want tank or healer gear. The idea of healing this place just seems like a headache, and then tanking it just takes forever to get into queue. I mean, 3 tanks out of 24 people. It's not good. It's not good for tanks. Alright, so there's the purple circles again. So I finally got this guy on focus. So there's Ancient Quagga. So I get with my alliance, like fucking dodge that, bitch. Go chop you up with my axe some more. So yeah, there's a lot of AoE you gotta look out for after that move. So you just want to kind of move away from that general area. And he's just gonna keep doing this. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be one more set of yellow circles, one more set of, you know, black or purple orbs, whatever you want to call them. So there was one right underneath the boss, so I stepped into that one, even though I think there was a monk there anyway. Just wanted to be sure. So guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. If you like the video, again, leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you want. I'm also trying to do the Twitch thing, Twitch TV. I have an account on there. It's Wesker Stars. I can put a link in the description. I don't know if, you know, I don't know how well that's going. I'm really struggling to get like high quality footage on there, so I don't know, maybe I need to like read up on that shit or something. but it's really kind of aggravating how I cannot get like HD basically on my streams. But I do have a Twitch channel. I'm kind of messing around with that. I've been playing this and The Last of Us. So if that like at all interests you guys, let me know if you'd like to watch me stream. If that sounds like cool, like something you guys would want to check out, like let me know and I can definitely stream this more. And again, if there's anything I left out, please leave it in the comments. This is new content. This is Thursday. This came out on Tuesday. So again, thanks for checking out my video, guys. Peace, much love. Smoke weed every day. Blah, blah.